Hi, I'm Phyllis, and my website is southernfrugal.com. Well, I purchased something the other day. Actually, it just came. I purchased it a week and a half ago, but it came from the Elder store, and it's a little thing for me, it's going to be to bring in groceries. So I needed to get one with the larger back wheels so that I wouldn't have any trouble bringing it up the steps. Now, if y'all remember, let's see, it's been probably a month or so ago, I was toting some bags in from the car from the grocery store. And one of the bags contained a 4-pound bag of sugar and a 5-pound bag of flour. And I had it on my thumb right there. Well, I don't know if it sprang my thumb or what it did, but I was out of commission with that thumb for probably a week. And that was during the time Mr. Bucky cooked a meal also. So ever since we've lived in this house, which has been, we have actually lived here for, it'll be 30 years in August. And bringing in the groceries has always been a problem. And so once we got the little Kia, I just started pulling the car up in the front yard. And Mr. Bucky doesn't like me to do that because it messes up the grass, he says. But anyway, I started doing that, and finally I just reached the point. I said, I'm going to have to get me one of these little carts because I bring part of the groceries in, and then he brings the rest of them in while I'm putting up what I brought in. So I usually just open up the hatch on the back and grab a couple of bags and bring them in and start putting them up, and then he brings the rest of them in. Well, I'm just at the point where if I had the cart, I could just load all the bags in the cart and, of course, put the eggs and the bread and whatever on top, and I could bring the cart right straight into the kitchen in front of the refrigerator, no less, and be able to put the groceries up without sitting them. Actually, we end up sitting them on the floor, on the kitchen table, on the counter, and the dogs are all around smelling of all the bags, and you know how it goes. It's pretty bad. So bringing in groceries has just been a hassle for 30 years, I kid you not. It's been a long time. So I finally just said, okay, I'm going to order one of those. And so, of course, I went to Amazon first to look. And I couldn't find a single one that had the big wheel, that had the rubber tires like a car tire, actual rubber tires. And I looked and looked, and finally I had to go somewhere besides Walmart. The sun just came out sort of in the corner there. That's why I looked. Anyway, so I bought this one. Now, it came, let's see, a couple of days ago. And so we've not put the stuff back in the foyer yet from when we had the kittens, y'all. We haven't. And the reason I wanted to just leave it the way it was is because it's time for spring cleaning here just as soon as the pollen gets dispersed from all the pine trees. So far, the pollen, it hadn't appeared yet, but we got a lot of pollen anyway, just not from the pine trees. So anyway, that's why the foyer here is just empty, but all the stuff's here back in the living room. So anyway, we got this, and so I decided I wanted to put it together because, you know, people watching this might decide they needed one of these too, and if they do, you have to put the wheels on it. And so I wanted to do it myself so I could tell you about it. So anyway, the instructions for putting it together, and this comes right in the box. And I did make a mistake when ordering, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So there are the instructions. And I learned what a cotter pin is, C-O-T-T-E-R. Now, Mr. Bucky did not help me in any way, shape, or form putting this together. I just want you to know that. So there are the instructions. So I had to borrow his reading glasses. I've got some reading glasses, but I had to borrow his to be able to see the fine print right there. So when I first looked at it, I thought, oh no, this is going to be complicated. But in reality, it wasn't. If you just follow the order of the way things need to be put on that little, I don't know what they call that little bar that holds the wheels. So it tells you how to put the top wheels, the front wheels, and the back wheels on. Anyway, so here's the mistake I made. It was shipped priority mail from the company. I couldn't believe I did that. I never, ever order anything priority mail. But apparently I clicked the wrong button and they sent it priority and they charged me $29.95 to get it here. I know, can y'all believe that? I would never in a million years do that because there isn't anything I need priority mail, zero. So anyway, the little, they called it a Jumbo Chrome Elite Folding Cart, was $54.45. Now, on Amazon, you can get them, I guess, as little as like $34, but not like this. This one's chrome, and my requirement was that it have the big wheels on the back so I could get it up the front steps, because our lot kind of tilts like that, goes down in the back, so we got more steps in the back than we do in front. So it's much easier to bring stuff like the groceries and everything in the front door rather than the back door, just because you've got more steps there. So anyway, I went ahead and decided that this was the one I needed, even though it was a little more than some of those on Amazon. And I don't like to order from a company other than Amazon, usually, unless it's a big company. And I've never heard of this one. It's called Elder Store. But I'll have to say the cart is everything they said it was and more. It really is. So let's have a look at that cart now. So hold on. All right, so here's what the cart looks like. It's got a nice grip thing on the top handle, and it's got the big back wheels, and they do have spokes. They're not just those plastic wheels. And I don't know why we have the little spring thing there. It's got it on the front and the back. Now I had to put this on, this bottom part. I don't know what you call this. The thing that holds the wheels, that, and there's one in the back right there. And both of the tires have the spring in them that you have to put on right there. Anyway, the cotter pin, I think I pronounced that right. I had never heard of that, but we got one right there, which keeps the wheel from slipping. And then you got one right in there, and then there's one over here, and you put this little rubber thing on them. Anyway, it was not difficult at all to put together. I mean, I did it all myself. I didn't have to ask Mr. Bucky a single question. In fact, I closed the door there so I could be all alone and without any dogs. All right, so it's real easy to maneuver when you just pick up the back wheels like that, and it goes up and down the steps like a dream. This is exactly what I was looking for. There's all the packing stuff. It did come in a big flat box. Now the other thing it does is it folds up. So let me show you that. So hold on, let me do it. Hold on. All right, so here's the cart. I think you can get a good side view now. I've got on my work clothes, y'all. All right, so here it is. So you can get a good side view of it. Now, what it does is it folds up, just like that. Y'all see that? And folds down, so I can actually put it in the back of the Kia, you know, sitting it up sideways like that. You know, so it'll sit up. And you can get a bag to go in there. I couldn't figure out why I would ever need that. Plastic liner bag, because I'm sure the groceries will sit in there just like that. And the instructions said that it could carry 150 pounds, which really shocked me. But it does come up the steps with those big, wide wheels. All right, y'all, let's go take it out on the steps and I'll show you. All right, hold on. All right, so that's the story of the little cart. I wish I had gotten one of these many, many years ago. I mean, many years ago, because we've, of course, lived here for 30 years, and bringing the groceries in has been a problem since day one. I mean, literally since day one. Now, my kitchen is right in the middle of the house, so you've got the foyer in front of the kitchen, and in the back, the den is in front of the kitchen. So any way you look at it, you don't have a direct door into the kitchen for this house. So let me show you all this again. Here it is folded up. And what I figured I would do is take it shopping with me and have it in the back of the car, because in the Kia, of course, you can fold down those seats. That way, when I get home, I can, because I want to load the groceries myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure any canned goods or whatever are on the bottom, and just build up to where the top part would be the bread and the eggs. And not that Mr. Bucky couldn't do that, he could, but I want to make sure, because we had actually had eggs, a couple of eggs in the carton be broke when I went to take some out to cook them, yeah. So anyway, and I thought this would be great for any a person who has trouble getting groceries in, just like we do. I mean, it just is a hassle. I mean, how many grocery bags can you tote in one hand? And I usually would tote 2 in this hand and 2 in my left hand, and then I just simply come on in and go ahead and start putting those away, and Mr. Bucky brings the rest of them in. Well, this way, I think I can get all the groceries in this one thing. And then I don't think it'll be a problem pulling it up the step, because remember, when you're pulling it up the step, it's on the pivot. So really, except for that little, 3 inches or 4 inches, the wheel has got the weight on it, rather than you having to pull up that much weight. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And so I will be going to the grocery store this week, and I can't wait to use this to be able to just bring all the groceries in, have them in that little cart in the order I want them in, and then just think about it. Just pull the cart right to the refrigerator. I mean, that's going to be heaven, really. And then, you know, when you get to the bottom, if you've got canned goods or the freezer, which I'll usually have a lot of freezer stuff, I just pull the cart over to the freezer. I mean, I'm just thinking this is going to be great all the way around. I really am. And I can do it all myself. I won't need any help. Of course, Mr. Bucky will probably end up doing it later, knowing him, but still, I want them in the cart in the order I want them in. You know what I'm saying? So that I can put them up right from the cart. All right, that's all I've got to say about it. I'm going to take it out on the steps now, so we'll be back. All right, we've got some wind out here, but I want to show y'all how this thing comes up the steps. If I can hold my camera. All right, here we go. See the bigger wheels? Go right up my steps. There. There. And then over the hump. Works great. All right. Let's go in and talk about this some more. All right, so y'all saw how it comes up the steps. So unless I'm really bad mistaken, it's going to be great. So it works. Of course, it rolls fantastic in the house on the flat surface, but you can pull it up the steps quite easily. So and we wouldn't be pulling the car into the front yard anymore, which will make Mr. Bucky very happy. He hates it when I do that. But and I have when we had the Lincoln Town Car, I did it with the Town Car too. Sometimes he just didn't like it. I mean, he didn't really say that much about it, but I knew he didn't like it because it did leave the tire prints on the lawn. So this way, I can load them out on the side street from the back of the car. First of all, I take the cart out, I load the bags in the order I want them in, and then I just bring it in the house and go straight to the refrigerator. I mean, who knew, right? All right, y'all. I'm going to leave a link to this site. I think I know where it is. This company is in Clifton, New Jersey. And if y'all decide to order from them, be real careful when you're deciding how you want it shipped, because I really messed up on that one. I don't think that, because clearly it says ship priority mail. No. I don't think I have ever gotten anything priority mail. Maybe I have and I don't remember, but I would never do that again. All right, y'all. Of course, I'm not an affiliate of theirs or anything like that, but if this would help y'all, or if it would help y'all to go to Amazon, maybe you don't need one with the big back wheels if you don't have any steps to go up. Like say if you lived in an apartment and you had an elevator, you wouldn't need the big wheels unless you have to go up steps. Of course, you might have to go over a curb if you were like in town or something to think about. I just can see this will be very beneficial. Also, there's a little thing on the back of it, and I think that little I don't know what it is, a little metal thing, and I'm thinking if I couldn't get all the bags in there, I could actually hook a couple of bags on that little hook in the back. I think that's to hold that bag. That's a separate item. I don't even know how much that costs because I definitely didn't want one. But I can see that this would just work for other things too. Yeah, because you can really pull it out in the yard, even on the grass, because of those big back wheels. So, all right, I've talked enough, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye for now.